Get this on the Triple M network.
With myself, Tony Martin. That's a great reaction, isn't it? Don't worry, we've got Ed Cavalier!
Hey!
Okay.
Nothing there.
Don't worry, we've got, on the buttons, Richard Marsland.
Oh, girls, get out of here. Hey, girls. The top's on. Back, get out of here.
Yeah. He is fast becoming the star and main focus of this program. Have you noticed that, Ed?
Yeah, he's testing through the roof.
Okay, I understand the Jeff Fenech trial is over. Fenech v. Watchers.
Fenech Gate, Watchgate.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying now that the case is over, does that lend some coherence to that clip that you guys were playing about a year ago when this case was first floated?
Yeah.
On a current affair. Let's just hear it one more time.
It's not a crime at all. Like I said, I can be with Frank today and tell him to shoot you. If he shoots you and I didn't mean to tell him, I'm just joking, they shoot me, you know, just say he shot you.
Don't shoot me, Frank.
That's for sure, but I'm just saying, if I told Frank to jump off the harbour, I've told you mucking around at the front of the harbour bridge, you jump off the harbour bridge and you jump. I don't want you to jump off the harbour bridge.
Okay, so this case has been settled, but Fenech v. the English language, that's a trial that's going to rage for years.
Still pending.
So hang on a sec.
Yeah.
Don't shoot Frank.
No.
Especially if he's not trying to jump off the harbour bridge.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Okay, never mind.
That's been subjected to rigorous analysis, that clip, and no one's ever been able to untangle it. What about you, Mr. Marsland? Congratulations on Newstopia last night.
Thank you.
Beautiful work.
That was a great show.
Yeah, I understand you didn't have any material in the show, but still...
Tony, there's no scoreboard. It's a team effort.
All your puns got rejected, Rich?
Nothing. Got nothing on. But we'll look forward to next week. That's
top
the nature.
view. I have to say, a top view. Did anyone see it? Did anyone know it was on? What were the figures? Are the figures through yet?
Not yet. Nash and Regis still coming through.
Taz is quiet at the moment. Not get the set-top boxes back. I didn't see it. I was out and about.
Yeah.
Was the sports reporter any good?
Sensational.
Yeah.
Hey?
Very funny.
A little bit of
Who is that? Who is that charming young, dashing young...
bit of cavalier for you, Rich.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey?
Okay, let's save the cracking on for off air.
Come from that sweet, are you, Rich?
I hope you feel better now, Rich, because you did make a bit of a fool of yourself yesterday when we had Harry Shearer in here, although I was making a fool of myself.
You did a great job.
But yeah.
Because your questions were good. Your questions were about things that he's done. All of my questions, which you rejected, were, do Burns again? Now do Smithers? Now do Burns again?
But I just...
Yeah, what's Carl like? Now what's he really like?
I do turn into a sad kind of fanboy when someone like Harry Shearer comes in, but Rich had all the DVDs.
Yes.
Including one that Harry Shearer had nothing to do with. That's always a good
why
one.
is he going to sign Failure to Launch?
Most embarrassing thing, I know. Why was he going to sign the Veronica's second album?
No, he brought him Best in Show.
Yes. Well, you know what it was? It was, I'm such a huge fan, obviously. Yeah. Who isn't? And in the morning, I just rushed out, thought I'd just grab all the Christopher Guest movies. Christopher under G.
Yeah, that's a whole room.
Grabbed all them.
Oh, I shouldn't be giving away what Richard's house is like yet.
No.
Oh.
That's an ongoing...
Okay, Christopher Guest room. Is it full of lotion?
Person who gets nearest gets a 3-pack of CDs.
Is there a sunken pit?
It's the most embarrassing thing. But I recovered pulling out Waiting for Guffman. I said, well, I know you're not in this one, but music and lyrics, certainly.
Oh,
And so
that's such a nerdish escape route.
Oh, my God.
I was wrong there, but look how much I know about this one.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. I think we've got another clip queued up from Jeff Fenech.
What would you go Harbour Bridge, Mr. Watches? Nobody said, Mr. Watches, Frank's here, Frank's here, Mr. Watches. What would they say to you? Doesn't make it, 20 of them.
Right, I'm sorry, is that guilty or not guilty, Mr. Fenech?
Okay. Excerpts from the trial. Holding out for breaking news. I think we've got that announcement we've been waiting for. Let's cross to the Prime Minister.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've called this news conference here to announce that the Commonwealth Government will fully fund the tune of $30 million the Kingston Bypass.
Yeah.
Kingston Bypass?
Yeah.
it's a big tease.
Oh.
What marginal electorate is that in? I wonder. What other news?
How do you feel if you live in the place getting bypassed?
Yeah.
No, I know a family who are actually getting a highway built through their home.
Really?
Fantastic, yeah,
Who's
really
that?
nice.
Are they going to put up a toll booth in the living room?
They live in Anglevale in South Australia.
Fantastic.
They could set up a diner all around, in the living room.
Have the squeegees at the ready.
Got to look for the positives, Rich.
Yeah, they could make a pretty penny on some roadside.
An outhouse, a roadhouse?
Yeah.
Well, an outhouse. Well, what? Yeah. Well, you can't really make much money off that
Richard,
unless you're doing something illegal.
you're such a nice person, Richard. I'm guessing that you're someone who always gives cash to the people with the squeegees at the intersections, do you?
Yeah, I do.
You try and get him in the car, don't you?
Right.
Well, the guys who are rattling the tins and not necessarily,
Oh, no,
providing
I
a
don't mean the
service.
tins. That's different. I
tins
mean
are-
people who are making a living doing something that your car already does for itself.
Oh.
Do you think? Every car I've had has got a button that squirts water onto the windscreen. Why do you need some? That's like having someone at the intersection with like a stereo going, hey, let me just put these speakers in the window. Have a listen. I know you've got a radio, but check this out.
I always ask them for change of a 50. They don't seem to like that. By the time the next green light comes around.
Yeah, I'm saying fine to beg for cash, but offer a service that's not already being done by the car.
Like what?
Tattooing, something like that.
That's nice.
Liposuction.
Get into it. Wear a bikini when you're squeegeeing. Let's see some of that.
Hey, it's like someone saying there going, I'll give you a lift. I'm in a car! All right, enough about that. I'm just getting bitter. You know why I'm so bitter today?
Why is that, Tone?
Because we were all laughing it up about this picture of Perez Hilton.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Perhaps the world's most annoying man.
He's close.
Close to.
Yeah, he's close.
With a black eye.
Hey.
In the New Weekly. We're all very happy about that.
Thanks very much.
Jackie Toohey has emailed in to set us right. Sorry, but that black eye was just makeup. I saw him prove it on YouTube. We've been gotcha!
Oh, Perez, I'll get you.
That's right. Okay. Just want to let it unfold. I know people love this. We've been gotcha! The most gullible crew on the Rager.
I could put some makeup black eye on his other eye if he'd like.
Yeah.
The makeup is all on the end of my fist, and it's a
Sure.
very quick application process.
It's a handy service.
Doesn't take long.
Is it time for an exclusive interview, Mr. Cavalier?
Sure is, Tone. Who's your favourite Australian pop diva?
Oh, Peter Cundall had come close, I reckon.
Yeah, the cunt has got the runs on the board pop-wise. But how do you feel about the work of one Goodrem, Delta Goodrem?
Has there been any for a while?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Tone. She's got a massive new album out.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely wonderful stuff. And I've secured an exclusive interview with her. So let's cross now to my interview with Delta Goodrem. Well, Delta Goodrem, new album, full of wonderful songs, a year in the making. You must be absolutely over the moon with it.
My hair's a new colour.
Thanks for your time.
Wow. The exclusives keep on coming.
I mean,
Here,
new,
get this.
a new colour hair. Whew, the music sounds so much different now that her hair's a new colour, Tone. You've got no idea.
Certainly does.
She's sitting on a couch now as well. I mean, the music is so different now that she's sitting on a couch, pouting at me. It's almost unrecognisable,
You're
Tone.
such a big fan.
I'm just huge. And that McFadden, whew, my favourite potato face.
Serious news here, gents. Serious news has arrived. In Melbourne yesterday, emotions ran high at the funeral of a Sudanese teenager bashed to death recently in Noble Park. Many delivered messages of support and wreaths, while Immigration Minister Kevin Andrews sent a book about the life of Don Bradman, a documentary about Gallipoli, and a fervent hope that the young man's corpse will do its very best to assimilate upon arrival at Dandenong Cemetery.
Very nice.
More details as they come to hand. As you know, with Tony, Head and Richard, or as Mr. Rudd calls us...
Talent, ability and performance.
Really?
Bags Pink performance.
Go ability. The talent's all
talent.
over there.
Okay, let's talk about the performance of Ed Cavalier. What's going on Batman on Foxtel now? Our listeners are missing your updates on Batman. For listeners to the time slot, haven't heard this before. Ed's a bit younger. He's never seen the old 60s Batman series. It's like a wonderland for him.
And it's the best television show I've ever seen.
Really?
Sorry, Keynotes fans. Richard Wilkins, if you're listening, I know you're a big fan.
Yep.
But look, Tone, they've taken it off.
Yeah, have they really?
It's finished. I get up at 8 o'clock every morning.
It's not another reason that you're sleeping in.
No.
Okay. Well, that's what our producer Nikki was implying with her eyebrows just a moment ago.
Put those down, Nikki. Those eyebrows. They're... What? This is not what this is about. Look, they've stopped. It's probably finished.
Yeah, you do seem very tired these days, I will say. If there's someone who places such an emphasis on fitness.
Is there a song coming, Rich?
Yeah, it's a short one, though.
Yeah, it's American Pie, sadly. Performed at the Snow by somebody.
Anyway, Tone.
Yeah.
See, off air you said, let's talk about Batman. I
Yeah.
didn't know it was going to turn into some sort of grilling,
Well, we
Fenech
can't
style
do it
grilling.
If you haven't seen...
All right, anyway, so listen, they've stopped playing Batman and instead they've got Home Improvement on. And this is on the Classics channel. I mean,
What? The classics?
I mean, like I was a fan of Home Improvement. I thought was hilarious
Yeah.
for the 8 years that it was the main joke on that show. But a roar is no flump. When someone gets punched in the face and the word flump comes up on screen on
Yeah.
Batman, I love every second of it.
We are still getting emails from someone who insists that during a fight in Batman, the word wank appears on screen.
It doesn't.
Well,
but
somebody sent us a Captain America comic
it
where
does
it
appear in a
appeared.
comic.
Yeah.
And I tried to put it on the website. Apparently, a web page with wank written in huge letters and a box around it to draw your eyes towards it is not allowed.
That's because in America they don't have that word, so that is just a Batman sound effect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wank. There you go.
It's pretty crippling, though, if Batman comes at you with that. All right, what do you got? Whoa, hang on. Jeez, okay, well, all right, sure, but, oh.
It's quite a fight. Felch, cop that. That's another one they run with occasionally. Shrimp. No, stop it. Stop it now. The children will be coming out. And do not do that sketch.
Why?
The shrimping bee. We've been told we can't
The
do...
shrimping bee with Joey Fatone.
You can't even say it again. We're not allowed to. That's been rejected, that sketch. Let's get on to serious matters.
You can do.
I'm closest to pension age. Or am I? What is going on? Are they moving the pension age higher?
That's right, 67.
This has been recommended. I know the government aren't going with it, and I don't think it's Labor policy either, but some kind of think tank has suggested going to 67.
Is that something to do with John Howard's age? Maybe something, and then when he gets to 6... Actually, no, it's 73 now.
Yeah.
Actually, now it's 78.
Have a listen to these pension facts from last night's Channel 10 News.
The laws that govern Australia's pension age have remained relatively unchanged for almost a century. Back in 1909, the average life expectancy was around 60. Today, in 2007, the average Australian can expect to live well into their 80s.
So when they came out with the pension, hardly anyone got it.
Oh, I see.
60. Yeah, put it to 65. I don't think anyone's going to get that. You know what? It's got to go to what? 98? Just keep moving it higher.
These baby boomers keep on screwing us over and over.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
we're paying so much for their pensions because there's so many of them.
What generation? Because I'm just below. I think I'm halfway between the dreaded Generation X.
You're not Generation X,
I'm
no.
too old for Generation X, but too young for these baby boomers and their Big Chill soundtrack albums, and they're dancing around the kitchen with salad bowls in their hands.
But you're dressed like a tweenie, though, which is nice.
What does that mean? A tweenie. Oh, is that?
Tony's dressed as a Bratz doll today.
Really?
Giant sunglasses, mini skirt, tartan tights, and a crop top.
What I'm actually wearing is a touring T-shirt for the Howard government, which is one of these T-shirts made by Marie Cardi's company.
Right.
I'll turn around. You can read the back. No, you can't. There's not a single...
Howard government.
Don't say it.
Okay,
Nothing you can read out on the radio.
You're so political, Tone.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that language is... Tony Abbott would blush at that language.
I let my T-shirts do the talking.
You do.
Talk about edgy. Talk about dangerous. Listen to this. Dave Whiteley has emailed in. He's seen this movie, Run, Fat Boy, Run.
Oh, yes.
Now, we had Simon Pegg on our
Pegg,
show
yeah.
from Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead earlier in the year. He was telling us about this. This is a movie directed by David Schwimmer from Friends.
Or, for our listeners, the pallbearer.
Pallbearer,
Probably
very
more
good,
familiar
yes.
with that word.
Yeah. Great. Listen to this. He's seen it. He's seen it in London.
good
Run, Fat Boy, Run. Reckons it's quite funny. It contains one of those scenes that British producers now seem contractually obliged to include, the awkward slap fight between two geeky guys who don't know how to land a punch. Oh, that's ever since Bridget Jones' Diary.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That had that quite funny fight.
Yeah.
And a couple of wussy blokes. At one point in this fight, Dylan Moran lands a swift kick in Simon Pegg's ghoulies, and Pegg responds, "All me plums!" He's thrown in a tribute to get this
Very kind.
Outstanding.
in a movie.
It's pretty good. We're starting to cut through.
What else is going on email-wise? This bloke who's been emailing us, Derek Bolly, about the footage of me in this film with Sam Neill from the 70s,
Yes.
or rather a school bus that I'm in, can be glimpsed in one frame in the background of a shot. He says he's been trying to add it to Wikipedia, and I think he's now banned from Wikipedia. Just send it in to us.
Well, we know what to do with it.
We'll put it on our website. We'll accept anything on our website.
Well, no, we won't, because I tried to put a sketch that a listener sent in of how Richard lives his life.
Yeah, what happened to that?
Well, it was a wonderful drawing. A regular house.
Yeah.
Fruity language, pretty much all over it.
Sure.
C and B up the wazoo.
Yeah.
And apparently that's not the kind of thing that we're allowed to put up on the website.
So where would it have gone? Would it have gone on the picture where I look like Dana Plato, or the picture that you drew that people are meant to draw on their ass to put into Zoo magazine?
next to Tracy Gold.
Next to Tracy Gold.
And then on the other side of the one where you've got your hands in your pockets and your eyes closed suspiciously.
Yeah, see, the problem is I've put a big bit about that in podcast 136, so people who listen to that are going to be going there to find this picture. You've got to put something there for them. What are you going to give them?
Let's have a song.
No, because we've got to just quickly mention Kiefer Sutherland, star of 24, sent down for 48 is the headline today. 48 days in jail for Kiefer Sutherland. Plenty of time for him to contact Chloe and get the schematics to the prison. Be out of there in 10 minutes.
Absolutely.
But listen to this. It's in a what they call a downtime break on the shooting of 24.
Yeah, like a break, holidays.
Okay, 48 days?
Yeah.
They have 48 days off in the middle of a series?
Most people have that in their contract, Tone. I've got a contract that says if I go to Priz for any length of time, you guys have to be on hold.
Right.
If I go down for an 18 to 20 stretch, you guys have got to just stick around and wait for me to get out.
He's in every scene, isn't he,
Yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland? What are they going to be filming while he's in jail? Tony Almeida shaving off that little beard again. Well, he's dead, isn't he?
He's dead.
I can never keep up with who's dead. I know Edgar Stiles was killed.
Yeah, he's dead
That
too.
was very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nerds and the IT guys here were very sad when they had
Bowed their heads.
the armbands on with Edgar
Turn
Stiles.
off the robot chicken just for a few minutes.
All right, we'll be following that case and hopefully the escape as full details come to hand on Get This. Our topic today, what is it, Ed?
How far have you gone to get some action?
It's actually one that I stole off AM radio. How far would you be prepared to go to get your end away? Call now. Not true. What has brought on this topic?
I don't know. I was just thinking about it this morning.
Come on, these sort of topics don't occur to you at random.
They do, Tom.
What's brought it on?
I'm right. You know what brings it on? I ride to work and go, I write no jokes. I have no clips. I don't contribute. What am I going to do? Try and come up with a phone topic, and then I just run sentences through my head.
But they're usually sort of from your life. So
No, well, this one
you've
is...
been on a long journey lately?
No. But, okay, what reminded me of it is I was in touch with an old friend of mine who I went to the World Cup with last year. And this is actually what kind of brought it on. And we went out one night, and we were in Berlin, and he met this girl in the nightclub. Hey, Rich?
Okay.
So they were going to hit They were going to head off together.
Like I've been there. Is that what you're saying?
Just play along,
You
man.
probably have been to Germany at some point. Just for new listeners, why did you go to Germany?
For the World Cup.
To cover the World Cup, forget this, and primarily to secure an interview with the coach of Togo.
Otto Pfister.
Now,
Pfister proved elusive.
if you didn't hear that, because he was in another country.
I was in Czechoslovakia for a lot of it.
See, Pfister was in the country where the World Cup was taking place.
Tone, you try getting a hotel a week before you leave in Berlin when the World Cup's on. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, okay, I can understand that, but surely you'd be able to get one in the same country, though.
Listen, Martin.
Time for a song?
Yeah, I'm not Kentucky, all right? I don't organise tours for a living.
Okay, you're out in Berlin with this bloke.
Yeah, with my friend. Anyway, he meets this girl, Rich, and they head off into East Berlin, Ost-Berlin, for our German listeners.
Sure.
Great.
And we didn't see him again. It's about midday the next day, and we get a call, frantic call. And he said, guys, my phone's dying. Seriously, I don't know where I am. I'm lost. We went on a bus ride. It must have been for 45 minutes. I don't know where I am. I said, what can you see? I can see a tower. Can you guys see a tower? No. Okay, there's a bus coming. It's going to Rubstum. Do you guys know where Rubstum is? No. And he got back that night looking bedraggled but happy.
Fantastic. So the answer, how far would you go to get some action behind the Iron Curtain? That would be that's a winner.
Yeah.
On this segment, I'm trying to think. See, I don't know that I've gone a long distance for some action, but I've gone a long distance to be with someone who I've eventually married when I started going out with the missus, like properly and that. She's going, look, I've got to go away to stay with my relatives in Tasmania. So I just, like some deranged stalker, followed her to Hobart, where her relatives were, got a cab to their house, and they were in the middle of a barbecue. And I just showed up and just was standing there at the barbecue. So she's suddenly talking about, and look around, and there I was. Give that a sound, surely.
You're a crazy stalker, Tone.
The sound of romance.
And were you wearing all camouflage gear, just blending into the background?
Of course I was.
It was romantic. So we're talking...
I had night vision goggles on, sure, in the middle of the day. That was odd.
So we're talking physical distance, but we're also talking like things you've done, because when I was at school, I had a friend who was insane, and he liked the school nurse, and he'd faked injury and headaches and all that sort of stuff, and she just wasn't seeing him anymore. Like, short of a broken leg, he wasn't getting in. And so he walked up to me once and went, Ed. I said, what is it, Alex? Stab my hand with a compass. I don't want to stab your hand with a compass. Shut up, just do it. All right. Where? In the webbing. It won't hurt. So I stabbed him in the webbing next to his...
You did not?
Well, I had to. He wanted to go...
Stab someone?
Well, he on his request.
Okay, fair enough.
In the webbing next to his thumb, and off he went. They've been together ever since.
Wow.
Sure,
They haven't.
his hand is stuck to the top of a desk. It's awkward on dates, but there they are.
Yeah.
Mr. Marsland.
Can I just say before I begin that I'm especially a fan of these phone topics that Ed suggests and then doesn't have a personal story about.
That's great.
And it's just about a friend of his, so then I have to tell a personal story.
Yeah.
Now I'm painted into a corner.
Yeah, well, hurry up then.
Okay, so I was overseas and I was in New York. This is several years ago.
yeah.
And I met a young lady in the village.
Oh, steady. Oh, yeah. Sure, it was a lady. Was it a lady for sure?
Okay.
It was Chelsea. So,
Okay.
Okay. No, things were going okay. Sort of maybe come back to my.
Hello, steady on.
Back to my mattress in the park.
It was a brownstone.
Oh, good.
God.
Hey, hello.
Okay.
right.
Bet it was.
And so I went up her stoop.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
And I went into her hallway area.
Yeah, not for the first time.
And just before she opened the door, she said that her flatmate, she said, look, I have a boyfriend, and my flatmate knows my boyfriend very well. She's watching the World Cup, but if you walk in with your back to her and sort of say, hey, Christy, in a way that he would say it, it's pretty dark in there. You could get away with being my boyfriend.
Now, my boyfriend is Michael Jordan, so could you grow a bit?
And so I had to sort of hitch up my collar and sort of walk back in while she's, deeply
Quasimodo.
involved in the World Cup. And I had to say, hey, Christy, like that. And I got into the bedroom and the photograph on her bedside table could only be described as a henchman from The Sopranos. This guy, it was like wearing what, Rocky Balboa wears in the first 25 minutes of Rocky. Right. Like the full hat and everything.
Fantastic. So did that have a happy ending?
No, I didn't. I had to leave. I couldn't go through with it.
Come on.
So I had to leave again. Bye, Christy.
G'day, Nick.
G'day, mate. How are you?
Excellent. How far'd you go, bro?
I met a girl in a seedy backpackers I was working in Melbourne.
Yes.
She was from England. Gave me her address, said, when you're in town, call me up. So I did. I flew over to England. Gave her a bell, and she goes, meet me tonight and bring some shorts.
Oh,
so,
that old one.
Yeah, chucked the strides on and went over there. And she goes, before we go out on a date, you have to go in this 24-hour swim-a-thon for charity.
Oh,
so,
hang on.
It was middle of winter over there and ended up swimming 8 kilometres.
And Nick, how did you go after that, though?
I was too buggered to do anything.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's a great date. There's a whitewater rafting leg, but it's fantastic when you get to the destination.
Good on you, Nick.
She was no good, so I hooked up with her other friend.
Yeah, that's the classy thing to do.
Yeah.
All in the name of charity. Good on you, Nick. Hello, Adrian. How are you?
It's not how far I went, mate. It's what happened when we got to the destination.
Talk me through it.
Tell us.
She messaged me and says, the old's at home. Come around. I'm like, yeah, no worries, gold. Rolled around and gets a message from her old girl 20 minutes later. Yeah, we're heading home now. Oh, dear. Now, her old man's a big unit, bit of a roughneck as well. And I'm not the biggest bloke, so he goes, geez, you better hide. Oh, all right, where do you want me to go? Bed's too small, it's a futon. Just get in the cupboard for us. So, plonks me in the cupboard for the better part of 5 hours.
Yes.
She loads up the horses in the trailer that I didn't know about. That took another hour or two. Here I am sleeping beneath a bunch of clothes and shoes.
And how did this end up?
This ended up with her leaving the next day for Ballarat and texting me going, yeah, it's pretty safe, you can come out now. She had one of those vents in the cupboard.
Yeah, it's for you to breathe through.
No, I slept on it. That was my pillow.
That's lovely.
I crushed it.
Well, I get the feeling these people need prizes, Ed. You are going to have to find something for them downstairs.
Nick, there's stuff coming your way, my friends. This is
beautiful.
fantastic.
Yeah, you've got to spend 8 weeks in a cupboard, but the end result is worth it.
I could do it standing on my head, so don't worry about that.
Well, that's quite a promise, ladies. Call this man now.
Yeah, Adrian.
Niall von Nads has emailed us. He says it's been over a year since you guys did Nude News.
Oh, okay.
I wonder why that was. Did that have a theme, Rich?
Everybody nude. Everybody nude. Nude news. Everybody nude. Everybody nude. Nude news. Everybody nude. Everybody nude. Everybody nude. Nude news. Nude news.
Nepal's nude no-no. Listen to this. Nepal's mountaineering authorities are calling for a ban on nudity and attempts to set records on Mount Everest. World records. Presumably the world shrinkage record has been broken several times.
Because it's not there, I think is the excuse when you go nude.
A Nepali climber claimed the world's highest display of nudity last year when he disrobed for several minutes while standing on the 8,850 metre summit in about minus 10 degrees Celsius. So, well, why would you want to do that? Is that, I mean, you have to have people there to verify. What, do you have to have photographs? How is this nudity verified?
Yeah, exactly. Didn't he? He got all the way up top and then he stripped off. Is that right?
Yeah. So he didn't attempt to climb nude. To me, that, if you're doing a nude attempt on Everest, you should be nude from the beginning.
Yeah, because then it's like the world's slowest nudie run.
But they're stopping all this now. They're going to have someone at a turnstile at the base of the mountain going, sorry, no, not you. Have to put some clothes on. No shirt, no shoes, no Sherpas. And no novelty record attempts. None of those anymore.
What do you mean?
Nude bloke with 68 lit cigarettes in his mouth going, oh, thanks.
It's a good shot.
It's back to my car.
Unbelievable.
Took so long to organise.
Because I was trying to set a rubber tubing record from the top of Mount Everest all the way to the tip of India. One tube.
Indiana Jones style.
Brilliant.
Please don't call up about that inner tube debate again. What did you say, Richard? If he jumps out of a plane in an inner tube...
That's right. It's like a rubber dinghy, a canoe, wasn't it? It was like a rubber, inflatable thing.
Yeah.
But surely the floor...
The canvas floor.
The canvas floor, that's not inflatable. That's not squishy. That's actually just like hitting...
Yeah, but they land on snow, Rich. Snow is soft by nature.
Snow from several thousand metres up, I imagine, would feel like cement.
Yeah. Well, maybe it's a station promotion.
This is the
maybe
only
we
way.
Could find out.
The only way. We've got to start doing this, reenacting scenes from movies to see if they
only
work.
way.
Joe Queenan style. He used to do a bit of that.
Yes, he did.
Record-breaking attempts, listen to this, since 2002, getting a stone to skip 40 times on water.
It's not bad.
Was considered a world's best effort. Now a bloke in Pennsylvania has achieved 51 bounces. But he wasn't nude. Not taking it seriously.
No, don't care.
Not interested.
It wasn't his own stones.
No, it's not nude news.
Okay, here we go. How about in Britain, Home Secretary Jackie Smith has admitted she may be flashing too much flesh in the House of Commons. She revealed that colleagues had told her that she was showing a lot of cleavage.
Right.
Never mind about that horn, Rich. There it is.
Was that the...
Not late. That's probably not late at all, I reckon. There, no, it's too late now, Rich.
There's too many.
It comes in on time in Adelaide, don't worry.
Okay. Well, okay, we'll press on regardless. According to The Sun, she revealed, one thing I say is get over yourself.
Right.
And that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Even locally, Tone, people have accused Peter Costello of revealing too much by insisting to wear arseless chaps during question time. And Peter Garrett of flouting common sense by waving his Prince Albert at the government when they're trying to answer a question. It can be very disconcerting. A giant man, bald at both ends, waving it at you.
Okay.
Bald at both ends.
Goodness.
What about this story from Poole in Dorset, UK? Police are hunting a couple who have set up a brothel on a speedboat. The pair drop anchor off a popular nudist beach, Studland Beach to be exact. The man then swims ashore to round up clients. He's the pimp.
Round up.
Standing up to his waist in the ocean going, hey, we got ladies, come in through the ocean. You like... Anyway, the clients then swim out to the speedboat. This says here sometimes 2 or 3 at a time.
Yep.
It's not very big a speedboat, is it? We're not talking a yacht.
Well, if it's a rockin'.
To have sex with a woman, the clients then return to the beach. Yeah, I'll just leave $100 on the outboard motor. That'll be fine. Have you tried the speedboat brothel? No, I prefer the one in the abandoned shopping trolley at the tip. It's a better quality of service. All right, we want more details on the brothel boat, but that's a lot of fingers to be holding up, even on a Friday. Thank you, Nikki. It's time to sign off from Nude News.
Everybody nude. Everybody nude. Nude news. Everybody nude. Everybody nude. Nude news. Everybody nude. Everybody nude. Everybody nude. Nude news. Nude news.
Exclusive interviews. That's what we've been lacking this week, Ed.
Yep. Well, we're going to correct that now, Tone, as we cross live now to our exclusive interview with Catriona Rowntree. Catriona, thank you for joining us. You're getting married. You must be thrilled. Thanks for your time.
I see. You heard it here first. On Triple M's Get This. People listening around the world. Did you know that? On the streaming.
Osaka.
Not talking about the podcast, the streaming.
Yeah.
You had a crack at the streaming?
Yeah, I streamed yesterday.
Did you just? Listen to this.
We're talking about the same thing now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Keep it clean. Chad Davis is from Adelaide, but he's
Chad.
a hospitality teacher in the Philippines. Listens to the show on the streaming. He uses old sketches of mine to teach the students about comedy and communication. Listen to this. I use your 3 thumbs up gag often, and it never fails to get a laugh. All the best, Chad.
What is Ormy Plums teaching the kids?
I don't know, but what's 3 thumbs up? I don't remember
I
that.
don't know what that is.
It's killing in the Philippines, apparently.
Yeah,
I need that joke back.
You getting any?
Any sweet Filipino coin?
Yeah, you're getting any of the sweet. I want to say rupiah, but that's wrong, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it yo-yos?
Dinar.
Yo-yos. The
Yo-yos?
currency is yo-yos. 2 Fanta yo-yos equals 1 Coca-Cola yo-yo. What are you talking about?
They were always made in the Philippines, the yo-yos.
Oh,
I need
man.
that joke back. Someone send
We
it in.
need it desperately.
We need it on a Friday. Who else is listening around the world? Oh, this bloke here, Michael Magnus.
Magnus.
He's listening in Bangalore, India, on a 12 stint for his company. The only contact with Australia is the Get This podcast. It's a welcome respite from the endless Bollywood music. I have an acquaintance called Anal Dixit. Oh, okay. Probably should have checked that before I read it out. No joke, he says. Have another friend called Gay Boys. That's a woman. He's got a lot of names here that I can't read out. Despite the fact that I am a 6'1" balding Asian man, I do a fairly convincing Peter Cundall. I'd like to take on Richard Marsland in a Cundall-off.
That's a good idea.
We've got to get this 6'1" balding Asian gentleman on the line from Bangalore next week, Nicky, and then we'll do that. What do you reckon?
Well, as long as Gay Boy can be the judge, then
Gay Boys is her name.
Is Anal Dixit involved?
Anal Dix will be on board. It's going to be great.
Dueling Cundos.
Dueling Cundles next week on Get This. Lot to get to. What about this thing here? New arrivals in Australia will have to read a book now explaining slang terms such as Barbie, telly and cuppa. They'll be told that Australians often shorten their words. Football becomes footy. Television becomes telly. Barbecue, Barbie, the book says.
English becomes Ingy.
Newcomers are also told the importance of being on time, RSVPing.
That's true.
And blowing their nose using a handkerchief or tissue.
As opposed to what? What do they think they're going to do? Pick up a child?
People arriving on a boat, huddle, 300 of them together. We've got to master the RSVP process. Who knows how many charity balls will be offered when we get there?
Welcome to Australia.
I could be asked to the Arias at any moment. And if I don't know how to RSVP...
Take a hanky. Get going.
No, it's very handy now. Sudanese people will be able to start talking like us a bit more. Yes, officer, the man, sorry, bloke who attacked me. Sorry, he chucked a spaz and went the biffo. I think he may have been a neep. Sorry, had a few bevies. Is that making sense, officer? What else have we got? Richard, I know nude news is over, but have you got some late breaking nude news?
I certainly do.
Everybody nude, everybody nude.
Don't have time for the whole thing, please.
Oh, sorry. Well, you guys get an intro and an outro.
Not the theme. What have you got nudity-wise?
A Croatian cyclist was knocked unconscious when lightning struck his penis during a roadside toilet break.
Oh, struck him in the Antoninas.
That's right. Right in the archbeavers.
Why is he covered in foil? Keep it warm.
The 29-year-old escaped relatively unscathed from the incident, suffering only light burns to his chest and arms.
Chest and arms? He got hit in the penis.
I know.
How is he? Is he sort of lying down?
Yeah.
Never mind.
Bang. Right in the beavers. I don't remember what happened. He said, doctors said the lightning went through my body, and because I was wearing rubber boots, it earthed itself through the area where Kiefer Sutherland likes to put a carnation.
Oh, yes.
Around that kind of area.
That's for New Weekly readers.
Also, some other medical news. The cyclist, Lance, is no longer Armstrong. That's what I've heard.
Oh, my goodness.
It's horrible when
Let
you
me
get hit.
just check my watch. Yeah, it is Friday. We're going to have to let that one go through.
Dirty.
Okay, I'll just test you. What are they calling the Prime Minister's new history curriculum? What are they calling it, Rich?
I don't know.
Haven't read the papers today?
His story, like the Michael Jackson album. No?
They're so similar. He does do a very good moonwalk.
I know that he's getting into the history thing, but I didn't know the name of it.
Mick History, that's what they're calling it. John Howard's Mick History Studies. Would you like lies with that? There you go. We're going to be learning about stuff like, the Sydney Olympics in 2000. It's important the kiddies know about that.
Absolutely, all the way back then. What, did they miss some of the judo medals that got handed out?
Why do we need to know about that? I mean, I'm sure it's a great event. I'm sure it's important in our history.
I went to it. It was amazing.
Isn't it basically someone's run, a certain distance in 3.5 minutes, and now, after years of training and massive expense, someone else has done it in 0.7 of a second quicker.
Pretty much. And they're all on the juice anyway.
Is that the sort of history studies we need?
I hope it's not a black armband view of history, Tony.
Oh, you mean that Gallipoli gear? Get over it, people.
Move on.
The black armband view of history. I don't know. Bradman Studies is going to take up a lot of time for the kiddies from now on. Yeah. But what does the Prime Minister do all day? How does he have time to rewrite our history curriculum?
I mean, thank you to him. I'm glad he's done it, but when does he fit it in?
That's right, because on Current Affair last night, they had some sort of deal where they follow the Prime Minister around all day, see what he gets up to.
Yeah, it was exclusive access. I think it was for a full 24 hours.
It's pretty good.
Quite fascinating. The
now,
guy's
Richard,
very busy.
Can you, as our new chief political correspondent, what can you offer along those lines?
Well, I managed to catch up with the Prime Minister as well for 24 hours.
Did you?
On a much more interesting day. It's 6 a.m. at the lodge in Canberra, and a frosty start to the day for our crew, who are awaiting the arrival of the power-walking Prime Minister.
Where is he? He's not here.
No, well, I mean, the producer definitely said the
Well,
lodge.
it's 6 o'clock, mate.
Can you see any lights on?
When's he supposed to be here?
Oh, here we go. Hello? Well, no, he hasn't come out yet. I'm at the lodge.
We've been here forever.
Kirribilli House. No, right. Good-o. 24 hours later, a flight to Sydney and one huge cluster of a mistake from our producer. And we're ready to meet the Prime Minister, who's off on his 6 a.m. walk. Prime Minister?
How are you, Ben?
It's Richard, actually. How are you?
I couldn't be better.
Sorry, we were meant to be here yesterday.
No, that's all right.
It's just the producer, a bit of a problem, but he's on an AWA, so he's gone.
Righto.
The PM sets a gruelling pace, which doesn't let up all day. However, there are a few minutes for repose in the breakfast nook.
I'm very much a loner at breakfast. And Jeanette said, you get your own breakfast.
So you make your own breakfast?
And you don't get somebody else to get your breakfast. Ridiculous.
No, too true. Just a light dusting of sugar on my Guardian, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess this is a chance to prepare for the day ahead.
Do
you get a chance to listen to Get This or anything like that? Do you have a favourite between Ed Cavalier and Tony Martin?
Well, it's a combination. And if both are terrible, I turn to Classic FM.
Slickly edited passage of time package. Between the hours of 6 a.m. and 12 noon, the Prime Minister has given 4 radio interviews, had 3 meetings, an interstate flight, 2 denials, and 3 bursts of shilly-shallying. Then it's a full afternoon of more meet and greets, 2 interviews, and some random hugging from total strangers. And at the end, I ask for one myself.
Do you want a hug? Yeah. Why not?
It's a warm embrace, a powerful cuddle from the most powerful man in the land. It goes on maybe just a few beats too long. Yeah, all right. I think, Prime Minister, we might be missing afternoon tea.
I had some sandwiches in the car, you see.
All right, just a bit longer then. Okay, I've really got to go now.
Talk to your wife.
I will, yeah, no, we'll work something out, okay?
Good on you.
See ya.
Thanks a lot.
Get this at the new time of 2 o'clock.
Or in Adelaide, 3 o'clock.
On the Triple M Network.
If you enjoyed this podcast, find out why people are saying this about DJ Dom, Triple M's online audio assassin.
I've changed my radio station. I don't think I'll be listening to Triple M again after I listen to this Dom guy.
DJ Dom. Download the podcast now, triplem.com.au.